Hey, how's it going, guys? Today we're going to be working on randomizing Pokemon Sun. In this case, you can also do Moon. There's the same thing. We're going to be using the Citra emulator, and three things you're going to need. First is you're going to need it's called Hacking Toolkit 9DS. All of these links will be in the description. So to start off, you need this. Make sure you go to version 9. It has to be version 9. It can't be any other version. It doesn't work. So you have to go to version 9, click download, and then extract it to your desktop. Next, we're going to go to Team City Project Pokemon blah blah blah. When you get to this screen, you don't have a login, just click login as guest. Go to artifacts, click PK3DS build, and then unzip it and put it on your desktop also. And then you're probably going to need Citra, considering that's what we're going to be using to actually run the emulation. So you can download that for Windows 64 or Mac or whatever you need. So I have some notes over here just in case I get lost or you guys want to read along with me and go back if you miss anything. So put ROMs in a folder with hacking tool. So you're obviously going to need to download the ROM. There's a bunch of ROMs out there. I can't link any because they might get shut down or I might get, demonetized or something like that. So when you do that, make sure you go to, you want to open your Pack English version 9, click packhack. So you've downloaded Pokemon, Sun or Moon or, whatever you want. This works for, I'm pretty sure, every game. So you take it and you make sure you put it in your Pack English version 9, obviously. You put it in here, click your setup.us, click yes, install, next, finish. Now make sure all of this is on your solid state drive, which is generally your C drive. It is for me at least. Now you want to run the hacking tool. Click D, or write D, sorry, and then type the name of the game. So I renamed mine Pokemon because it's easier to type out, and it's just simpler. So click Y for yes, and then you'll start seeing things going down on your folder because it's extracting everything from this folder and it's writing it out all nicely into this folder. So after you do that, while it's doing that, you want to make sure it's 3DS file. So if you do have the file and your file isn't a .3ds, say it's a .cita or something, type .3ds at the end and it'll change the executable at the end anyways. So run the hacking tool, type D, type name of the 3ds file, Y. Alright, extraction is done. Press any key to continue. You can exit out of that now. Now when you extract all of this, make sure you have these three folders here, because if you don't, then it won't work. So it should look like this, and you should have all of these extra things also. So now I want you to take all of these and copy them into a new folder. So just make a new folder on your desktop. No, I just want you to. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Copy and then paste them over here. Don't drag them because it won't work if you drag them. So you need to make sure you copy and paste all of those over there. No, I want that one. Well, this one. There we go. So it should be moving all of those folders over there. Alright, now that all of that is done, and it appears to have missed some folders. Oh man, how many folders do I have open? I think it's still working, yeah. So once that is done, you need to open PK3DS. For me, it was just the latest version, worked for me. You don't have to get any special version like you did on packhack. But PK3DS is actually what lets you randomize your Pokemon, and you can randomize encounters, the shiny rate, trainers, what Pokemon evolve to, so you could get a Squirtle evolves into a Charizard or something like that. It's pretty customizable. But yeah, I'll be right back when this is done downloading because it's taking forever. Alright, now we're back. For some god-awful reason, it copied it twice. As you can see, there's copy bins in here. Don't worry about that. You won't need that many files. You'll just need the originals. So, next thing we're going to do is we're going to open PK3DS, click the executable or the application. Once you do that, you need to click File, Open, and then go to your new folder, and it should say these three things: extracted banner, exe.fs, and rom.fs. Click OK. Just make sure you're on new folder. Don't click any of the individual folders. This is where you actually randomize all of your Pokemon. So you click Wild Encounters. This is the important one, obviously, to randomize all encounters. It takes a second because there's a lot of Pokemon in the game. So once it's up, just click Randomize All. It can't be undone. It can just re-download the game, but it can't be undone to this file, so click Yes. Once it's all done, you could see everything changed, and there's different percentages and where to find them. If you want to actually look at all of them, click Dump Tables, and you can look at the file. I click Export Tables because that seemed to work last time, so I'm going to stick to it. I don't know if it actually does anything. So you can just exit out of that, click Static Encounters. Here's where you can randomize your starters. I know a lot of people like to do that. Click Yes, Randomized, Save, Yes. And then there is Shiny Rate. So Shiny Rate with this, say you want a 50% Shiny Rate encounter. You type in 50 over here, and it'll tell you the count that you need to put over here. So it says 2838 right here, and you click Enter, and it'll change that to 49.99%, which is almost 50, as close as you can get. So I actually only want mine to be like a 10% chance. Wait, I have to go over here and type 10. So that would be 431. So that's about 10%. Click Save. Okay. And then you can also change things like evolutions. So if you want your Charizard, or not your Charizard, your Squirtle to evolve into a Charizard, say, or anything like that. Random item pickups, random story text. You can change all of this stuff. But that's all I'm going to be doing for now. Now make sure you click lower. You just minimize it. You don't exit out of it. So once that is done, you need to take all of these files. No, not all of them. Just open packhack right here. And then you remember how we didn't move all of them. We just copied all of them over here. So into our new folder, there's our new folder, there's our packhack. So you take this, you take the rom.fs, not the exe, the rom.fs, and you move it into here. And then once that's done, replace all of the files. Make sure you replace all of them so it can actually put in the hack for you. Once that's done, you need to run the hacking tool. Now this time we're going to type R instead of D to rebuild it. Retype the name of your Pokemon.3ds, Pokemon. And it's basically taking all of these files together and combining them back into the game. But it's making a new copy of the game instead of the old one. So this takes up some storage. You can delete the old 3DS file if you don't want to play the original after. I don't know that you can delete all of this stuff. I would suggest keeping it. But like, no, you obviously don't need the copies if you made them like I did. So if we look over here at the notes again, replace the files, type R, type Pokemon, because you have to make sure you type in the name of your .3ds file. Reload the ROM, that's what it's doing right now, or rebuild the ROM, and it should say edited. So when it's done, it should say Pokemon underscore edited, or whatever you named it. There it is. .3ds. It should be a 3ds file. It's obviously not done. It's still working on it. Just give it a second. It shouldn't take too long. Slower computers, obviously, are going to take much longer. Mine's decently fast, but not the fastest in the world. So it should take averagely this much time. So it's almost done because looking at the size. Now, when you look at your file, it says Pokemon underscore edited.3ds. The size should be bigger than the old 3DS file because you've edited some things and there's changes, and it should be bigger. It was for me. It has been every time I've done it. This is my third time doing it because I wanted to show it off. So, still rebuilding. So I guess I'll be right back. Alright, now that your rebuild in progress is done, so you went and rebuilt, or yeah, rebuilt the program, you can lower all of this. As you can see here, reload ROM should say edited. So when you go to your uh, packhack, it should say down here Pokemon underscore edited, or whatever you named it underscore edited. Should be slightly larger than your Pokemon.3ds or your other folder. And then you want to make sure you have Citra downloaded. I use the Nightly app. There's Bleeding Edge, there's whatnot. So once you run it, or how to run it, you have to click Add New Game Directory. This helps all of it work together. Go to your desktop, and that's where I kept mine. Go to your packhack version 9. Just click packhack there, highlight it. Should say down here packhack. Click Select Folder, and then it should give you two options. This is the regular game that's still in the folder, and then this is your edited game. So you double click that, and it should run smoothly. So go down to English because mine's in Japanese for some awful reason, and you click on the regular, and then I'm going to skip forward to the first encounter and starter picking so I can show you guys that it's all changed and randomized. So I will be right back. Alright guys, so I just got to this system archive not found error. This generally shows up right around the beginning of the game. Whenever it shows up, it's just saying that there's no good system files that it can find. I've run the game, I've made it pretty far, and I haven't run into any problems with this being a problem. You can probably look it up if you're really interested, but if you guys have any problems, just write them down in the comments, and I'll do my best to help. I'm not the best with this. I actually watched another tutorial on this, and I figured it was a little outdated, so I'd give you guys a new one. When this shows up, click No. If you click Yes, it shuts down the program. If you press No, it'll continue running the program, as you can see here. And I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, I'm back with the starters, and when you have the starters up, when they show up on screen like this, they'll show up just as the regular starters. When you actually go to pick them, there'll be different names, and they can all be randomized to anything depending on what you randomized it to. I believe you're able to actually choose them if you want, but I just recalled, I went back through the footage while I was looking over here while I was waiting for this to load. I didn't actually save any of the starters. I just saved the random encounters. So believe me, the starters work. You can change all of that. But for right now, I'm just going to show you the wild encounters, which is mostly why you randomized it anyways. Starter Pokemon's just the starter Pokemon. So we'll just say, here's all of them doing their little show-off dance, as cute as they are. But obviously you guys probably wanted something different. That's why you did randomize them, or you didn't, like I did, because you're an idiot and you forgot to save it. So here we are choosing yeah, Rowlet, sure, okay, cool. Yes, going forward so I can show you the random encounters. No, every time I've done this, the first encounter I get when I walk through the tall grass is always the same. So I don't know if that's just by default in the game, but we'll see. We'll do a couple encounters just to show you that they're definitely randomized. Now when you randomize the game, you actually run into some when you run into the patches of grass, you'll find the same Pokemon there. It's not, gonna randomize every single Pokemon into that small patch of grass. So you can only catch a certain, 5 or 6 Pokemon in each certain patch of grass. And say you were to reload the game, you'd run into those same exact Pokemon in that same exact spot. So I guess here he's saying, go up to the village. So we're going to wait for him to stop talking so I can show the people what they want. Alright. He's now cozily in the Pokeball. We run around in the tall grass. And our first encounter is a young goose, which is what I was saying. I always run into the young goose first. I don't know if that's permanently the first counter or what it is, but when I randomized it, it's always been a young goose. The first encounter that I run into, but if I run around again, I'll show you that the game is actually randomized. As you can see here, that's a Squirtle. You should not be able to find a Squirtle in the first route, in the first grass. That shouldn't be there, so we'll run away, and I'll show you a couple other ones just for the fun factor of all the shinies and crazies that you can get. And of course, if you changed your shiny rate, then you can show up with something crazy. Mime Jr. So different Pokemon show up, and that's all you're looking for. And then obviously the trainers will be randomized, and everything should be working. If you guys have any questions or comments, this is actually my first video, so if you guys have anything else you want to see or want me to try, I can Hirayama right there. That's cool. At the on this channel, let me know. I plan on doing a couple other videos here and there. It won't be anything consistent. So feel free to like and share. You can look up other Reddit files, and they'll tell you how to do this, and Reddit posts, and there's a whole bunch of stuff out there to show you how to randomize. I just think it's easier for some people to watch it visually and follow along at the same time. Sorry for the little cuts here and there, but that is going to be all for me today. I hope you folks enjoyed, and have a wonderful day.